Alrighty there, folks. Welcome along to Red Arrows Racing. We're here in Season 10, Round 5, and it is my army, as you can see from on the screen right now. It's going to be a sprint weekend, so that means we're going to have two qualifying sessions, two one-shot qualifying sessions to determine the grid for both the sprint race and the main race around this 5.42 kilometre track, or if you prefer that in miles, that is 3.361 miles. The corners here, there are 19 corners, 3 DRS zones, and the tyres we are going to be using are the soft C4, the medium C3 and the hard C2 tyre compounds. Right now, we will have a wee quick look at the standings. We've got Bob is at the top of the leaderboard right now. Is it Bob? No. Wait a minute. That's Division 2. My mistake. Bob sitting at the top on 92 points. 9 points below him is Bo in second place. Then we've got Mel Dave in the Ferrari with 61 points. 2 points behind him on 59 points is Super Striker. Then we've got James M in the Ferrari on 56 points. On 44 points, just behind James is Harry. Then we've got Majin in 7th on 35 points. But right now, we're going to be getting underway. And right now, we're going to be on board with Brewdog, who's right down. We'll try and get about another one is further up right now. Having a look at Bob right now, our championship leader. And we'll get the little mini map up there. So see him coming around turn 7 there, and now down to turn all the way down, DRS wide open all the way down to turn 11. And this is where the slow section of the track starts, as we are going to be getting ready to get into the little section that goes under the freeway. And look at the crowd there, absolutely spectacular. And you'll go under the freeway, this tight section. It is unreal. I think it's tighter on some bits at Monaco, to be honest. It's a bit of a strange one. But here we go all the way down this final straight. DRS is wide open right now, all the way down to turn 17. And there we're going to hit the speed trap just before we hit the brakes. Get the car turned in nicely there, just using a little bit of that exit curb there. Now all the way to the line, foot flat to the floor. Connor gets the fastest lap, a 1:26 something. I did miss that. Well, there we go, that's the qualifying for the sprint done. And you see we've got Connor there getting the fastest lap by over a second. Absolutely smashing time there from the RB driver. And then we've got Always Grinding in second with a 1:27.291. Then we've got Tate Mandem in third, Morph in fourth, Jay-Z fifth, Bob is in sixth, then we've got Mel Dave seventh, Tiny eighth, ninth is Morph, and Muja is 10th, and we've got Harry, Little Majin in 12th, 13th. Where's 13th? That's weird. Huh? Where's... Alright, so then we've got Ben T. Smith, Mark Bow, Brewdog, and Super Striker. Huh? I'm really confused here, guys. I'm sorry. But we'll wait for the sprint. Now we'll have a wee quick look at the standings for the constructors. Ferrari in first place on 117 points. Then we've got Red Bull on 103. 1 point behind them are Aston Martin. Alpine on 96 points. Williams are on 62 points behind that. In sixth place are Mercedes. 46 points for the Haas team. Then we've got Sauber on 40 in 8th place. In 9th is RB with 37 points and McLaren with 35 points. It's looking like, as things are standing right now, maybe the RB drivers are going to be getting a good few points here. So it'll be fun to see how things are going to go in that sort of respect. We're going to be waiting a little for these drivers to make sure they've got their 2 seconds. Sorry, folks. Just need to check. Did I put that in right? Yeah, I did. Cool. So, welcome along those who have just joined. We are looking at a spectacular race right now. I can't remember the laps here. Oh, come on. There we go. 1 light, 2 light, and it's formation lap. Right, okay. I was getting a bit worried there because there's some leagues that I do other commentary for, and they don't do formation laps. So, getting a little bit mixed up there, but now around this lovely track, around the Hard Rock Stadium, and here we're going to be just going around this little fake marina bit. We've seen the boats there, and there were actual boats in a fake marina, which was it was quite an odd one, I would say, and I'm pretty sure all of you watching will agree. Having this little arena area, this fake boats, it just didn't make sense really. It just kind of made me think a little bit like they're trying to imitate Monaco, but obviously they've not got the facilities for that. I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man. Sorry, that just came to my head there. But right now, we'll have a wee quick look at the tyres. Oh, so Connor is the only driver who is going aggressive. Why is Mark ghosting? Ah, there we go, he's unghosted now. But, yeah, Connor going quite aggressive here in the first part of the race here. Well, in the sprint. Oh, and you see a car round. Is that Morph? I think that's Morph. And he just spun around there, trying to get them tyres up to temperature. Now we're going to be seeing Connor get ready to get back into his grid position and get ready to start this race. Let's see how he is going to be lining up. We're just waiting on Super Striker getting back around. We're going to have 16 racers here tonight. There we go. Now Super Striker just getting parked up, and as per usual we're going to have a terrible camera angle. But there we go, 3 lights, 4 lights and 5 lights. And we're away for the start of this sprint Grand Prix. It looks like Connor managed to get a great start on them soft compound tyres. And Morph looks like he's managed to gain a place up into third. Tete man them up as well. Have a quick look at the position changes right now. Mel Dave up place and Tiny up. Bob getting a terrible start there. Down 2 places, Tete down 1 place also. And Super Striker, it's actually managed to get a great start there. Going down, it looks like they two are right next door to each other. Going around turn 7. Is that turn 7? Turn 7 and 8, sorry. My mistake, and they're still side by side. This is going to be Brewdog now. Super Striker going, Mark, going further down. That's him down 2 places. Super Striker up 2 places. Moving further up, Bob getting overtaken as well. But he's battling out. He's not giving it up so easily. And these two battling out, and they've also got that Mercedes of Tiny just there. There we go. They're sandwiching. They're going side by side under the freeway. And now Bob, the ballsy guy that he is, managed to get back past and up into 7th place. He's got that Mercedes of Tiny right on his gearbox. He's going to be looking for that overtake. They're going to be side by side going down into turn 17. Maybe not. Tiny's managed to get it done before the braking zone. Nicely done there. Didn't need any DRS for that overtake there. Up into 7th place there. Connor, fastest lap, of course, because he is on the fastest lap, first lap there in the lead. Oh, you see Little Magic getting overtaken by Muja. but Muja ended up losing out by breaking himself and getting a little bit trapped behind Harry there in that Red Bull just ahead of him. Oh, we quick further up the field. This is going to be a battle for second place now, as you see the 5 cars all still within DRS range, and we see even Tiny's getting back up there, and Bob also still within that DRS range. Harry almost there. We'll go further down as it looks like Muja and the little Majin are battling out again, going down into turn 11, and it looks like Muja's managed to get the place. Soft tyres not looking like they're going to last here. We've got 10 laps. Can the soft tyres last until the end? It is going to be a tough call. It's saying the soft tyres will be needing to get changed roughly about lap 5. Ben Smith getting a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. You don't want to see that, especially this early in the Grand Prix. Always grinding, overtaking Morph there. Let's see if we're going to see any other ones. There we go. We see Harry with Muja throwing it up the inside there, and now up into 9th place there. Smashing overtake there from Muja, but is he going to be vulnerable to Harry going up to the turn 1? Harry's going for the outside line. Is he going to manage to get it done? No, he isn't. He's trying for that switchback. Nope, he isn't able to get that complete either. So now he's going to have to settle for that 10th place. After turn 8, he could end up getting that DRS if all things go well, and then he could make an overtaking opportunity down to turn 11. We can see how things are going to flash out in the closing moments right now. Tete Mandem looking for that overtake on the Alpine, the Haas versus the Alpine. The Alpine gets the DRS also from Morph up ahead, and Tete Mandem has to sit behind. Oh, and now Little Majin being passed by Morph and Harry there. So unfortunate there for him. So we know right now that everyone is on the medium tyres except the RB of Connor in the lead. Could this tyre strategy that he has decided to do, is that going to play a factor in him possibly losing it near the end of the Grand Prix? It is one of those questions, but right now Murph using that DRS to full effect to get past Harry and now move up into 10th position. Mel Dave and Tiny battling it out. They were side by side there going round the final corners of 18 and 19, but now Mel Dave manages to keep that 6th place for now. I'm going to look there. I think that's the Alpine flat out there going through turn 3. And is Tete going to be able to go for it? We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. That's Ben T. Smith who's around. Is that going to create a safety car? We'll have a quick look there. No, he's back up and running again. He's not got a front wing though. That thing is like a spearhead right now. Unfortunately, it's not providing him the downforce that he needs in order to move forward. Tete Mandem not able to get close enough to make a move. He's having to play it a little bit patient recently. Little Majin, and we've got 3 wide here. We've got the 2 Red Bulls of M. Harry and Super Striker and the Williams of Little Majin. They're going side by side, and now absolutely smashing move there from Mark Bull, going around the outside at turn 12. Absolutely smashing there from him. And now having a look, you can see Super Striker going for a move on his teammate here. They're going to be side by side at this point, and there we go. Super Striker managing to get past his teammate there of M. Harry. Tete Mandem putting in the fastest lap of the Grand Prix right now on them medium tyres, a 128.572. Now who is going to be the next driver to be overtaken? And we see Harry and Super Striker playing quite a good team game there. And we've seen Harry there just moving to the inside that little bit more so they can double up and block Mark from getting past. Ben T. Smith retired from the Grand Prix. That is in the pit lane, so always good there. Always grinded, dropped down a couple of places there from Tete and GZ. Unsure what happened there. I did miss that. But now Morph has actually closed the gap in on the RB of Connor is now under threat from the Sauber of Morph. Who is going to be able to get this? He's going to have the DRS going into turn 17, right down this area. Connor better hope he's got that traction still that he needs in them soft tyres, but now DRS is wide open now. He's in that slipstream, and look at the speed that he's got. He's absolutely flying down that straight, down into turn 17, and he gets that lead nice and easy there. DRS, absolute wonders for that Sauber there. But now, Connor's going to end up having the DRS now. Is it going to make a difference? I don't think so. He's still that bit too far back to make a lunge. Mel Dave having to look down the inside of the other Sauber of Muja, and then thinking better of it. But you could see he's right on the diffuser of that Sauber just ahead as he was coming around turn 1. Moving further up, we've got the always grinding Alpine there. We've seen if he's going to be able to catch up any, it's going to be a tough one. But right now, Connor is unfortunately, Morph is pulling it away, unfortunately for Connor there. And now Tete Mandem throwing it up the inside on the RB. He was never got a good launch at the start, and he gets pushed out a little bit there from Connor. And I'm unsure of what's going to be happening with that. It's going to be a tough one. Is Tete going to be able to make a move with the DRS here? He's in the slipstream. We'll go on board with him and see how things are going to pan out. Now heading down to turn 17. He's in the slipstream, but he's not got the DRS advantage, as Connor has the DRS also. Moving further down, Bobble being overtaken, but now performs the switch back. Is he going to need to get the grip that is required? He's going to have the DRS, which could be essential for him to get back this position. Going into turn 1, he's going to be picking up the outside line. Now, we know that the outside line isn't necessarily the best here. If you could maintain it, though, you're going to be able to get it through the inside. But now, because of that Ferrari of Jay-Z crashed there and spun out, there was a yellow flag, and he had to give the position back. But now, Bob back up into 6th place, and Mel Dave has now overtaken Muja there. And then Muja's coming back. They're going to be side by side. Are they both going to have the DRS all the way down? We'll find out in just a moment. But now the Sauber, Muja getting let past from Mel Dave. I don't think that was a good call to let him through that early, especially with him having the DRS. Murph getting past Super Striker in that Red Bull. And up into 9th place. This battle here is turning out to be one for the ages. Tete Mandem still sitting 2/10 behind Connor. Is he going to manage to be able to do it? I think he is. He's just deciding which way to go. He's going to go down the inside. And he ends up switching it to the outside. But he goes right out wide, breaks that a little bit later, and ends up going out wide, not managing to carry that momentum that he was requiring onwards through the corner. Going further back now, we're on board with Mark Bow in the Alpine, who's sitting in 11th place right now. Currently sitting 2nd in the drivers' standings behind Bobo in 7th place. So Mark will be wanting to get up as high as he can. Little imagine the tyres from the Grand Prix. That's a bit unfortunate to see. But nonetheless, we'll move it a little bit further up, and we'll see, is Tete Mandem going to be able to get this overtake done? I don't think he is anytime soon. That red RB just keeps on being that little bit too far ahead. Now we've got flashing lights in sector 1. There we go, Murph throwing it down the inside. The outside, but he ends up losing the place to Mark there because of that, as he ends up going deep into the corner, and now down into 11th from 10th. But now Mark has got an opportunity in order to get past the Red Bull here. Is he going to be able to do it? Is Super Striker's not going to have the DRS up ahead. Tete Mandem finally getting past the RB of Connor, but they're battling out side by side. We'll see if Mark is going to be able to go for it. He's going to be taking a little bit more of a conservative line. And he nicks the barrier there, and fortunately enough, he's not caused any damage to his car. Looking at Muja, so he's looking up a move on Mel Dave, and we've got Bob there, who's just moved up past Mel Dave there. And is he going to manage to get past any? Nope, I don't think he is. The gap to the leader now is just over 1 second. And these two battling out here is causing Morph to get even further and further away. Connor, is he going to be able to get back at the Haas here as they're coming barreling down into turn 11? DRS wide open, he moves to the right hand side of that Haas. And now gets up into that second place yet again. But this battling here, they're causing them. There wasn't enough a lot of contact there from Muja and Mel Dave there. Reminiscences of Austria a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, the more Tete and Connor battle it out and fight each other, that's just going to be great news for the Silver of Morph. And looking at the way things are going right now, it looks like the Silver outfit are going to be pulling on some good points here today. But Connor having that 3-second time penalty. That's going to weigh down on him. We see the Haas of Tete, Connor and the RB that we're on board with. And the RB, they're getting right out of shape there. The tyres are not going well. And he's just going to be losing places. You see, it's like he's driving on ice there. And now we see Tiny trying to throw it up there, and he is battling relentlessly, and he's got always grinding right on his coattails there. Who is going to be the victor here? Who is going to claim that second spot on the podium? Is it going to be Tete, Tiny, Connor, or always grinding? Is Connor going to manage to be able to fend off these drivers behind him? I don't think so. He's going to be at a disadvantage here, but if Tete and Tiny going for it, Tiny up the inside of both of them, what is going to happen? Is he going to have that he needs? Nope, the two of them are battling out. Tiny gets spun off. Tete goes up, and he's going to have to give that place back because that was an illegal overtake. He went off the track and done that, I think. So he most likely is going to have to give that position back, or there will be a few words being said. But right now, looking at it, Connor could do this and could get that position. He's got the DRS now. He's in the slipstream. Don't think he's going to be too far ahead up to be able to get it. And I think he's going to have to settle for that third place. Tiny there was that locking right up. And he's actually still managed to keep up. But Morph comes over the line to win the sprint race in Miami. Tete in second. Then we've got Always Grinding and Tiny. Connor finished second actually, but ended up getting a 3-second time penalty. So that played against him. Then we've got Bob, Muja, Mel Dave, Super Striker, Mark Bull crosses the line. Then we've got Morph, Harry, Jay-Z, and now we're just waiting on the Haas of Brewdog. And there we go. That is the end of the sprint race. And we're going to be going on to the one-shot qualifying for the main race in just a few moments. So here we go, Morph getting the top step of the podium here for the sprint race. Then we've got Tete Mandem in second, Always Grinding third, fourth for Tiny. Then we've got Connor in fifth, sixth was Bobo in sixth, seventh was Muja. Then we had Mel Dave, 8th, Super Striker, 9th, 10th for Mark Bull. Then we've got Murph in 11th, Harry in 12th, Jay-Z in 13th. We've got a 13th this time. Brewdog in 14th, and Lotto Margin and Ben T. Smith have both retired in the pit lane. So now we're going to be moving on to the main race. The one-shot qualifying for the main race. We're just going to be waiting a few moments for the drivers to get back into their car seats. Here we go, folks. The countdown timer has started. We've got 15 seconds before we get underway for this qualifying session, which is going to determine the grid for the main race around this lovely 5.412 kilometre track. Here we go, we'll go on board with the previous pole time, the pole position winner there of Connor, just barreling down into turn 1. Nicely done there into turn 2. Gets a little bit squeaky there on the apex of 2, but manages to correct it quite nicely. That's going to end up costing him a little bit of time, and there we go, we see he's down in 10th right now due to his little error that he had in turn 2. How is he going to be able to fix that in the sector 2 and 3? Now barreling down all the way down to turn 11. It's just flat out DRS wide open there. You see that flap on the rear wing opening up, which is going to reduce the drag and get the car up extra speed down the straights. Now around turn 12 and 13 into 14 and 15 now. Oh, see that tail end getting a little bit out of shape there on the exit of 15. Now all the way, foot flat to the floor, down to turn 17, DRS wide open right now. You hear that little beep in your ear, that means the DRS activation point has been crossed and you could open that rear wing all you want. Hard braking down into turn 17, using up as much of that track as possible. Turns 18 and 19, and then sticking to the right hand side as much as possible. Mark managing to get in a great time here compared to the last qualifying session. Connor, second place this time. He couldn't quite get that pole position that was needed, but he has got that second place. Mark getting that pole position of 126.549. Connor second place. Then we had Mel Dave. He's going to be lining up third. Muja in fourth. Morph fifth. Sixth is always grinding. Jay-Z in seventh. Tiny 8th. 9th will be Hite Mandem. Ben T. Smith will complete row 5 in 10th. Bobo in 11th. 12th is Little Majin. Then we had Murph, M. Harry, Brewdog and Super Striker. Unfortunately being disqualified for invalidating his lap, I'm guessing. Now we're going to be moving into the main race now. So folks, we are getting ready to get underway for this main event. If any of you enjoy the content, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. But right now we are going to be getting underway for this formation lap. We'll have a wee quick look at the tyre situation. Everyone on the medium tyres yet again, but Jay-Z and Ben T. Smith opting for the white-walled Pirellis, the harder compound of the three, the C2 hard compound tyres. And then we see Connor absolutely flying away. He's wanting to make sure he gets them medium tyres warmed right up, but he's going to be waiting a long time. And also, I don't think there's any overtaking on the formation lap. So, yeah, a little bit of a mistake there, I think. I think he's thinking he's racing now. But right now, we'll get the telemetry and the lap data up on the screen so you guys could see the information that is happening. So there we go, we see the tyre graphic appearing on your screen for, it's going to be a medium to hard race, or we could possibly see the hards maybe even going on to the softs near the end, but it's going to be most likely, if we're going to be judging anything by the sprint race, we could possibly end up seeing a safety car, or just like that, as we see Mark going spinning around, get out of his way. Oh, and there's another one. That was Morph there, going a little bit too quick there, going into turn 17 and getting a little bit too much on that right foot pedal. And Morph is going to be morphing through a good few cars here in order to get back up into his position. And he nearly actually went past it there. But there we go, that's him getting lined up on the grid. Bing! There we go, that's that purple bit hit. And now, he's made it up. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 light, 5 lights. And we're away for the start of this main race here. And Mark Bull managing to get a good start there. Connor, though, getting an even better start and moving up into the inside and having that first place after turn 1 yet again. Mel Dave getting up past Muja in the silver there. Oh, but Muja is battling it back to get up into that third place, and he does manage to get up there. Look, we've got Morph here right on the tail of Mel Dave. He managed to get an okay start there, but now he is looking and he's smelling the blood in the water, and that blood is red of a Ferrari. But looking right now, there's a big battle here happening for 6th place here. We've got Tiny desperately trying to get past Always Grinding again, and he does manage to get past Always Grinding yet again. When we look though, we're looking at Bob there battling with his teammate. Manages to get up into that 10th place. We've got to look at the position changes there. He's up 1 place, Super Striker up 5 places in that Red Bull. Absolutely smashing start from him. So up from the back of the grid, and he is absolutely flying right now. Moving further up, when we look at Muja, he's battling out, looking for that position in order to get past and up into 1st place. Managed to get a quite good start there, up a place. Connor, though, managed to get an excellent launch and get past Mark going into turn 1, and yet again he is first at the end of the first lap. So we look further down, Morph and Mel Dave going side by side as they're in turn 1, and seen Morph there right on the tail of Mel Dave, and I think I'm unsure if they made a little bit of contact or not. Moving further down, we've just seen everyone in a line with each other, not going for any overtakes just yet. So no, the DRS just after turn 8, so they're going to be having plenty of time to be able to get back up there. DRS wide open on lap 2 now, rather than lap 3. Muja in the silver, going for it down the inside at turn 11. Is he going to manage to get it done? He's still going to be side by side. He's going to have that outside line around turn 12, and he has to yield and give that position up. Morph, though, still battling out with Tiny. They're going to be side by side going into turns 14 and 15. Is Tiny going to be able to get the overtake done? Yes, he does. Incredible move there from the Mercedes driver, but now he is going to be under attack from the Silver with the DRS, as the advantage is Tiny going to be overtaken here. He looks like he's going to be vulnerable, but always grinding, looking for a position up on Morph, and we see in the background there Super Striker going for a move on Bob, also in the other in the Aston Martin, sorry. Super Striker now gets past and is up into 9th place, up 7 places right now. Stellar drive from him in that Red Bull, and we've got a caution in Sector 3. We've got Ben T. Smith pulling it out of the race and has retired from this Grand Prix, retired from the sprint race just earlier on there as well. So that's a bit unfortunate there. I guess T is ready for him, unfortunately not having the best race, it appears. Now Bob, he is going to be wanting that position back, but right now I don't think he's going to get it back, as Super Striker is looking for a move on Jay-Z. He's going to have that outside line. Is Bob going to be able to get up past that Ferrari? And he just has to straighten the car back up just slightly, or his front nose would have got it there from the Ferrari of Jay-Z. We'll move a little bit further up back to 3rd place of Muja. Muja looking for that 2nd place on the Alpine of Mark Bo. Mark didn't have the very best of sprint races. Muja now moving up into 2nd place. He's going to have that inside line going into turn 17. Is Mark going to have the grip that he needs in order to pull it back? I don't think he is just yet, but he's going to have that DRS. That is highly required around here. Going down into turn 1 in order to keep that gap. The gap between Connor and Muja, 2.4 seconds. Oh, and we've seen Muja getting right out of shape there around turn 2. And loses 2 places because of that, and is now down in 4th place after just getting that 2nd place just a moment ago. So as follows: Connor, Margot, Mel, Dave, Muja, Tiny, always grinding, Morph, Super Striker, Bob just moving up into 9th place, Jay-Z in 10th, then we've got Tate, Mandem, Morph, Little Majin, Harry and Brewdog, and Ben T. Smith is the only one who is retired as of yet. Now Mel Dave looking for that move down the inside, that turn 11 on the Alpine of Mark there. Mark, it looks like he gave him a little tap there just to get a little bit of space, and now Mark manages to defend that position excellently. Muja right on the tail of Tiny. These cars absolutely, you could barely fit a bit of paper between them. Always grinding there. Looked like he was getting a little bit out of shape there, but right now Tiny looking on and trying to get that position, but he's unable to, as Mel Davis getting that slipstream from Mark just ahead of him. No one making any overtakes as of yet, as everyone is all within a second of each other except from Harry and Brewdog, who are further down. Mel Dave and Tiny battling out now, and it looks like Mel Dave had the outside line, and unfortunately for him, Tiny managed to squeeze up and get past him. Tiny now looking on at 2nd place Mark. Is he going to be able to get an overtake here using that DRS? Most likely in here, but is he going to have the momentum to try and catch back up to Connor? If they can, the only way that that's going to change is if a safety car comes out, and we will see if that happens in the next wee while. But right now, Tiny moving to the right hand side with that DRS, and now Mark down 2 places, but looks like Mel Dave absolutely smashing up the inside and trying to claim that 2nd place for himself. But now Mark losing 2 places, Mel Dave up a place into 3rd, and Tiny up a place also, and you could see way off in the distance there, 5 seconds ahead. Connor in that RB is over Tiny in 2nd place. This battle here for 2nd place is actually allowing Connor to pull away. The best trick for these guys to do is to, instead of battling each other, is work together. That is the only way that they are going to have a chance of getting the win. Mark though getting back past the Silver of Muja. Noticing cars there a little bit skitterish as they're coming around turn 2. That's a couple of cars that has happened to. Brewdog has retired from the Grand Prix. That is in the pit lane, so we're not going to be seeing any safety car because of that. Now down to 14. We started this race with 16 drivers. I think actually 17, but now unfortunately one left during qualifying and the other 2 have retired now. So a little bit unfortunate for them. As of now, Mel Dave looking like he was going to have a wee look there. Super Striker though, looking like he was going for a move on the Silver of Morph, and he's trying his hardest to get up the inside of turn 2. Mel Dave gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. You don't want to be doing that. This is only lap 6. There's still plenty of time to go, and he's already got a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits there at turn 14, I think it was. Now Bob looking up the inside of Super Striker here. Super Striker unable to brake any later as Morph is just ahead of him. But he's going to have that traction out of turn 17 and gets past again. But unfortunately Bob, with the DRS using a bit more of that battery, gets back past and up into 8th place now. Nicely done there from the Aston Martin driver. Super Striker only up 7 places now. We're on board with the only driver who's got a penalty as of yet. And it looked like he went a bit wide there around turn 8. Let's see, further down, Mujak going for a move, is he? Nope, too far back. You could see Murph going for it, he's throwing it up the inside, but he backs out. Decides better of it for now. Oh. 2 seconds, folks. So sorry about that, folks. We're apparently having a little bit of technical difficulties. Right, I'm unsure what is happening. Possibly the stream being went down. Give me 2 seconds, folks. So sorry about that there, folks. Yeah, it appears the stream is working alright. So if everything is all good, then that is awesome. Tiny though, looking on at that vulnerable Ferrari, who isn't even using any battery. You could see that light flashing away, and that Mercedes absolutely whizzes past Mel Dave there. The DRS is too effective there, with this being such a high downforce track in a lot of cases. The DRS is very, very effective going down the straights. Here we go, we've seen the first of the pitters right now. We've got Haas of Tete Mandem into the pits. We'll have a quick look and see if it's a front wing change or if it's just a tyre. Yep, tyres, hard tyres going on for the Haas, the first of the pits. Now this is going to end up causing a chain reaction of drivers coming into the pits. Now we will see how things are going to be going and how many how many we're going to end up seeing in the next lap or two. We're going further down. Super Striker looking for a move on Morph. He's going to have that outside line. Who's going to be later on the brakes? It looked like it was Morph there having that inside line. Very advantageous there at turn 11. Of course, if you manage to keep it a little bit further ahead, nice and easy. It will be actually nice and easy for you to keep that place, as it is hard to be able to maintain. But now, as you see, Super Striker gaining another place and managing to get past Morph. We'll see, he's got a DRS wide open, but I don't think he is. He's going to be overtaken by Bob, who's going up the inside at turn 17. He had that DRS, and he's going to have it again. We'll see a little bit of banging wheels there between the two of them. I think that maybe a little bit of a tiff there between the two of them, but Bob getting past up into 8th place. And Oval Majin into the pits also. And he's going onto the soft tyres also. Going to be overtaken by Tete. Now, pit stop here under green flag conditions is 22 seconds, 16 seconds if it's under a VSC or a safety car. So that is always one thing worth noting. Tiny getting back past Mel Dave there. Mel Dave being overtaken by Mark. Also, Mark throwing it up the inside and trying to get that second place off of Tiny, but unfortunately doesn't make it work. We've got the two Silvers here side by side as we're going around turn 11. Muja having been able to keep that 6th place, and Morph having to settle for that 7th place for the time being. These drivers are all within a second of the car ahead, except Morph a little bit behind, and same with Tiny on Connor. But right now we've got Always Grinding making a move. We've got Tiny being overtaken by Mark there for that 2nd place. They're going to be battling it out side by side as they're going to be going around turn 18, and Tiny's going to have the outside for 19, but he's going to have that DRS also. And we can see the Alpine on the right hand side going to have that inside line going into turn 1. Tiny looking for that switchback, but has to yield, and he's desperate to get past. You can tell by any which way he can, he is wanting to get back up. And the thing is, I think it might be time for pit stops happening soon, so we could see that happening and trying to possibly get an undercut on the drivers behind. Muja looking on at Mel Dave right now. Only just over 3/10 separate them. We've seen this DRS train, and even then we've still got a little bit of stuff happening. Mark there overtaking Tiny yet again for that 2nd place. Murph and GZ swapping places. And that's the thing, if you manage to get DRS from the car ahead, you are essentially safe. And that's the only problem about this track, I would say. And the problem with DRS, that is if you're just within 1 second of the car ahead, it's going to be a lot harder to overtake you. Talking about that though, Tiny moving back down to 4th place. Mel Dave back up into 3rd. Who's going to be first one in? None of these guys. Oh, we've seen Muja jumping into the pits. Who else is that jumping in? That is Super Striker. And we've also got Bob and Tiny. Tiny actually deciding to jump in. I did not see that. Muja getting a 10-second time penalty, it appears there. Yep, speeding in the pit lane. You don't want to be doing that. And Muja gets out ahead of Tiny there by 4/10 of a second, it seems. So we see a gap opening up between Always Grinding and Mel Dave. Jay-Z there being absolutely flew past by Murph there, and now up in 6th place. And we'll see Connor still almost 8 seconds in the lead now. That's due to all these guys battling out, but now Always Grinding and Mel Dave are sitting quite close together. We should see Connor jump into the pits in the next few moments. There we go, Mel Dave into the pits. Who else is going to be in? GZ being overtaken Murph there. Murph jumping into the pits now. GZ on them hard compound tyres from the start. We've seen all the pit stops happening now. We've only got GZ, Mark Bull and Connor all still yet to pit. Now we've seen a wee bit of a reshuffling of the order there. Now Super Striker and Always Grinding there. Super Striker just missing out on that position from Always Grinding. Now, Super Striker, is he going to manage to get this overtake done on Always Grinding? I don't think he is. He's just saving that battery for now and getting it nice and filled for when he can attack. And it's one thing we haven't seen in a few years is the ability to turn off your battery to stop using any power and be able to recharge it a lot better. Oh, Connor into the pits now. Now, what tyres is he on? The hard compound tyres. GZ going to get the overtake. And I don't think he is actually. But he did cross that white line on the exit. That is called for a slap on the back of the hand. But Connor is going to be back out in the lead again in this race after Mark pits, which is going to be this lap or the next. So that's the thing, if he gets a safety car, he'll be in for a bit of luck and be able to get a few seconds ahead and get a good jump on the cars just behind. Majin still right on the coattails of Mel Dave. Now it's kind of calmed down a wee bit, except Bob going for a move on that Alpine, and oh, Super Striker got his nose right under that rear wing of Bob there, and now managing to keep in 9th place, not managing break 10th place, not managing to break a wing or anything. So right on the limit there of closeness between each other. And now as we start to get to this halfway point, we see Bob getting past Always Grinding and Mel Dave getting past Muja. Mark Bull into the pits on them hard compound tyres. What's going to happen? Is he going to be overtaken by Tiny? Yes, he is. Who else is going to be overtaking him? There we go, we see Mel Dave, Morph. Is Bob going to be able to do it as well? No. So Mark down into 7th place now after battling for that first place just a few moments ago. But we still see GZ has still got to pit and is still on them 14 lap old hard compound tyres. Anyone watching, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. I've only got 10 subscribers right now, but I'm hoping to increase that as much as possible, and your support would make that a thing. Super Striker now going for a move on Always Grinding, moves to the right hand side. DRS is wide open there and gets the move done before the braking zone, and Always Grinding just slips in behind Murph and the little Majin there, swapping places. Murph now up into 12th. Keep having a look at Super Striker. He's going to have the DRS advantage over Bob, but is that going to be enough? But right now, Mark going for a move on Morph, and now moves up into 6th place. Now he's going to have a bit more of an advantage here over the cars just ahead. He's managed to just slip back in that DRS gap between himself and Mel Dave, who's sitting in 5th place. Super Striker putting in the fastest lap of the race. He is on a charge right now, and he is looking to get up there and look for that win. Of course, he's sitting about, was it 12 seconds back, 13 seconds almost, on the car, on the lead of Connor right now, and Connor's been actually doing a stellar drive this race. 6.6 seconds ahead, that's 8 seconds to Tiny, who is the only other driver who's set a pit stop in the top 3. But looking on now, we see Muja and, well, Mel Dave there and Mark Bull battling it out, and now Muja and Mel Dave battling out, and now Mark Bull's managed to be able to go up into 5th place because of that. Now is the Sauber of Muja. Muja is letting past Morph, as I think he realises that Morph is a lot quicker. Now, how? Oh, they both got it. Okay. Connor getting the fastest lap of the race of 128.574 for the RB driver. And there we go. He's managed to increase that gap significantly over the past few laps. Now up to 9 seconds between himself and Tiny. Looking at the interval there, less than a second between Tiny and Mel Dave and Mark Bull and Morph. Looking up, we're seeing it always grinding, battling it out with Tate. Tate now moving up into 8th place. Always grinding, not doing the best over the course of the past few laps. Did manage to get a decent undercut, but that's not helping him as of yet. Now the Alpine of always grinding, using that DRS to get past Tate there and move up into that 8th position. Morph and the Little Majin swapping places now. Little Majin down in 11th. We've seen Muja, unfortunately, all the way down, having to pit there, which was many pit stops has Muja done? 2 pit stops, yeah, just as I suspected, but now on the medium compound tyres. We'll just get that away for now. There we go. Got a front view there of the Ferrari looking back at the driver through the halo. Murph being overtaken again by Little Majin. That's the thing with this track. Oh, Murph taking a chunk of curb there. And over these sausage curbs, don't want to be doing that, as that's going to affect you and affect the balance and just slow you down. So it's not the best idea, especially with the update just as of recently, a few days ago. Last week I think it was at some point. Now we're going to be moving further up to the front right now. Mark is going to be battling it out for the 2nd place at the very least, but Tiny now being overtaken by Mel Dave. And now is he going to be sniffing at that 2nd place for a while? I don't think so, because Mel Dave's going to be vulnerable here on the exit of turn, well, on the rundown to turn 17, sorry. So can we see Tiny going for an overtake, possibly even Mark, as he is close to the slipstream of Tiny, and we could possibly see a double overtake. The DRS is wide open for both of them. Tiny moves to the left hand side. Oh, and Mark thought about it for a second. Tiny actually yielding that, and could be going for a move here. Just needs to get the line perfect. And now going down in the run to turn 1, he's going to be taking that inside line. Mark unfortunately not close enough, but now Tiny up into 2nd place in that Mercedes. Nice driving there. And we're having this battle out between the Ferrari, the Mercedes and the Alpine right now. Oh, no, Mark. Oh, we're seeing a yellow flag in Sector 1. Who is that? That's a Haas of Tate, man down. Oh, and he's went right off track there. Now we're going to move further back. Dave losing that third place to Mark. Mark now battling out. He's going to have that outside line going into turn 12. Got Tiny on the inside, and now it's going to turn to the inside for Mark. But is Tiny going to go for the overtake? We've seen him getting an overtake here before. Has he just got a damaged front wing? We'll have a wee quick look from behind. Nope, it seems everything is copacetic and all good. So now we could see him vulnerable here without the DRS, and we can see the pace that the cars behind have got. He's going to be later on the brakes. You see that Mercedes at the side. There was a little bit of contact there between the Mercedes and the Alpine. The Alpine now having the inside line for turn 19 there. Just that little right kink that's flat out. Now he's going to be going for that move around the outside, but has to think against it. Morph now up into 4th place past Dave there. Excellent driving. Dave unfortunately not having the best of laps there, but that could all change. Tate Mandem getting a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I think that may be him, is it? We'll soon find out if he is going to be carrying on in this race. I think he is, so that is nice to see. Super Striker though caught up to the back of the trio that are battling out for 2nd place right now. Sorry, the 4 that are battling out for 2nd place. Now there is back up to 5 battling out for 2nd place. We're on lap 20 right now. Not much left to go in this Grand Prix. Time has absolutely flown here. Just like these cars around this track, absolutely flying it. Now we're on board with Super Striker. He's started from the back of the grid and now in 6th place. He's only got the Ferrari of Dave, the Silver of Morph, Tiny in that Mercedes, and Mark Bolt in the Alpine. Between him and 2nd place, Connor is a distance up the road. The drivers are going to hope that he spins out or something, or gets some sort of penalty in order to catch it back up, or if there's a safety car. Some people will be praying for that right now, as that is going to give them a chance to jump onto a set of soft tyres and book it to the end of the race. Now looking at the gaps at the back, it's opened up quite a bit. And the cars from 6th upwards, well, 5 of them all still within close range of each other. Stay on board with Super Striker here, as he's going to have that DRS and that slipstream. He's using some of that battery also, and now is up into, throws it up the outside of Dave, and now is up into 5th place. And he sees that Dave's got that 3-second time penalty, so it's not going to matter much in that sense, as he was going to be overtaken anyway come the final order. Now Dave, is he going to be looking at a move? I don't think he is going to be able to, but who is Tiny moving up the inside of Mark in that Alpine. And Tiny being a little bit aggressive there, but manages to get up into that 2nd place. The gap to Connor, 13.2 seconds now, 13.3. Morph going up the inside of that Alpine of Mark. Mark losing out 2 places by the looks of things. Goes out wide at turn 1. Turn 2, he's going to have the inside line. Turn 3, inside line for Morph. And it looks like Mark managed to carry that momentum around turn 3 and continue on and maintain that 3rd place, and not lose any more positions as of what happened. But now Mark on the cusp of not getting that DRS. Tiny going off track at turn 8. That's going to leave him vulnerable. He's not going to have the DRS. Mark has got the DRS, and he's going to be passed already before the DRS activation line. Now, this is going to leave him vulnerable to Morph behind, and Morph having a wee look around the outside. He's given the squeeze, but is he going to make it do? He's got that inside line. They're going to be going side by side under the freeway, and there's a little bit of a lift up there from Tiny and the Mercedes on that Silver. And Morph had to give way a little there. Jay-Z and the little Majin battling out here. And looking at these two, they're battling out for 10th place. Little Majin in 11th, 10th for Jay-Z. Little Majin going a little bit deep into turn 14. That ruined his exit from turn 16. You know, he has to try and keep within that rhythm, but now lost that distance that he needed. Looking at Tate Mandem, still quite a way off. Morph now managing to get past Tiny for that third position, but the gap now sits at 1.5 seconds for Mark. He's got some breathing room that he could use to catch up to Connor in the lead and hope that that's going to be able to work, and he's hope that he's going to be able to get up there. But we're going to be waiting and seeing how things are going to go, as we've still got about 6 laps here to go. Let's have a wee look at the penalties right now. Mel Dave with 3 seconds, same with Murph and Muja. But right now, Tiny looking for that third place on Morph, and Morph is going to have that inside line for that turn 11, but that moves to the outside as well. See, these guys are going side to side. They're trying to break that toe as much as possible, and now it looks like Tiny's having to move up the inside of Morph, having to look up the inside of Tiny and manages to get that move done, but he's going to be vulnerable again to Tiny. Is Tiny going to be able to manage to make that overtake going into turn 1? He's not close enough. He's going to have to be patient yet again. GZ now being overtaken by a Little Majin for that 10th position. Is GZ going to be able to come back at the Williams in that scarlet red Ferrari? Yes, he is. DRS is wide open. But see, that Little Majin was not using much of that battery to try and defend. So now GZ back up into 10th position, and we've got 5 and a bit laps to go. Having a little look back up at Tiny, the gap between Morph and Mark is 2.1 seconds. This battling between this lot's heating up, and it's going to be costing them time to the drivers ahead. But right now, Tiny isn't caring about that. He's now moved up into 3rd position. Bob and Always Grinding swapping places yet again. Little Majin, could we see him eyeing up a move on GZ here? Now moving to the left hand side, he's going to have that inside line going into turn 11. Is he going to make it work for him? Yes, he is. Now GZ back down into 11th place. These guys are just swapping places each lap. Now Tate is only 6/10 off of Muja in that Silver for 13th place. Looking further up here, is Morph going to be able to get that overtake done again on Tiny? Nope, he isn't. Always Grinding, getting back past Bobo there. And now moving up into 7th place yet again. This lot just battling out every chance they get. GZ, is he going to be able to make a move? Nope, he isn't. Tate is going to be up next, coming down into turn 16 right now. He's going to get that DRS soon as they trundle down the road onto turn 17. Just waiting, that DRS opening now, and he's in that slipstream, but I don't think he's going to be close enough unless he uses that battery. And who is using that battery is Muja. Tate isn't going to be being too aggressive, I don't think, with having that 10-second time penalty. So it's going to be a little bit of a hindrance for him for a while. That 10-second time penalty, he's going to be hoping and praying for a safety car. But saying that, Morph and Tiny battling out yet again. Bob and Always Grinding being overtaken yet again. Tate Mandem now moves up into 13th place, Jay-Z and Little Majin battling out. Jay-Z getting up a place. We've seen Morph there getting a 3-second time penalty. That's going to definitely drop him down a few places down the order. We'll have a wee quick look at the leader interval. So he's sitting at 8.4 seconds. That's going to drop him down to possibly 7th place, depending on how things are going to go. Always grinding, being overtaken Bobble there. And we've seen Tiny and Morph swapping places. Of course, Morph having that 3-second time penalty. It's not going to work out in his favour. Having we look right now, Jay-Z being overtaken by a Little Majin. Could we see Muja coming back and getting that 13th place off of Tete? It doesn't look like it. He got a little bit of shaky there coming out of turn 16. We see Super Striker getting up into 4th place right now. Absolutely smashing drive from the Red Bull driver. And he's just sitting about a second behind Morph for that 3rd place to get onto that podium. But that's not going to really matter to him because Morph has that 3-second time penalty. All he needs to do is just stay within that 3-second limit in order to maintain that podium position. Plus, of course, it could always be removed later on after the steward's room, but that depends on how if it was meant or not or whatever. Mel Dave now getting up past Tiny. These guys are all battling out, and there was a collision there. Mel Dave going off track there and collides with the side of Tiny there. Is there any damage to either car? Nope, it appears everything is fine. So that was a little bit lucky there. Now, having a look, these drivers just that little bit too far back. Who isn't too far back is Bob, using the DRS yet again. And when you're together like that, it's not going to be helping. Muja getting back past Tete after being stuck behind for a few laps. Now, is Super Striker going to be doing this? He's only got 3 laps still to do it. Or 2 and a little bit laps. 2.5 laps, say. Almost. But having we look at these drivers here, absolutely stellar drive from a lot of them. Connor especially there, 14.7 seconds. He's managed to make full advantage of having that clean air ahead of him. On board with Super Striker now, the one who has gained 12 positions in this Grand Prix. And from the back of the grid, is he going to manage to make it 13 positions? We're going to have to wait and see. Bobble being overtaken by always grinding in that Alpine. They've been swapping places constantly. We've got Jay-Z going for a move on the Williams of Little Majin here, going down into turn 11. Tiny getting a 3-second time penalty. And we're only a couple of laps from the end. That is absolutely disappointing for him. And Jay-Z looking for every which way he can past that Williams. Looking further up though. Super Striker going for that move. Is he going to be able to get it? No, he isn't. Always grinding, being overtaken by Bob there. And now down into 8th place. These two swapping places every single lap. Jay-Z now in that Ferrari getting back up into 10th place. These two battling out and swapping places constantly also. Just like Bobo and always grinding there for that 7th place. So now we move on to the penultimate lap. The top 5 are as follows: Connor, Mark Bo, Morph, Super Striker, Mel Dave. Then we've got Tiny, Bobo, always grinding, and Morph and Jay-Z. And the Little Majin. Then we've got Harry, Muja and Tete Mandem there. Tete actually jumping into the pits, and I'm guessing that's going to be for a set of soft tyres, is it? No, it's... oh, maybe. We'll soon see. Oh, apologies about that. Always grinding there, getting past Bobo there for that 7th place. And that is going to change once again. Going down into turn 17, I reckon. But always grinding is only sitting 1.6 seconds from the car ahead, which is Tiny, who actually has a 3-second time penalty. Also, having a wee quick look, there we go. Bobo getting past, always grinding there again for that 7th place. We'll have a wee quick look, and we're seeing both Meldev and Tiny both have 3-second time penalties. Bobo could actually move up 2 places here and get that 5th place, sorry, even. Morph, unfortunately, won't be getting that place. I don't think so. We'll have a wee quick look, 18 seconds, 18.3. That's going to put him just behind Tiny. Bobo is quite a distance behind, so he's not going to be able to get much advantage out of that. I'll now look at the leader though. He is just on his way down into turn 12 there. He's actually done a stellar drive just there. Morph, 4.5 seconds off of the car ahead. Super Striker now going to have that DRS. He's best to just wait and be patient for coming up to turn 17, which he is going to do. And Meldev also doing the same and being careful. Once you aren't being careful though, looks like always grinded there was going to be going for a move just a moment ago. But right now, we're seeing this battle for 3rd place unfolding. What is going to happen? It looks like Super Striker are going to be doing a stellar move going down into turn 17. We see Connor there crosses the line. Unfortunately, couldn't get that with this battle going on here. Super Striker throwing it down the inside of Morph. Is he going to manage to keep that position? It's not going to really matter as Morph has a 3-second time penalty, and that is going to end up costing them quite a bit of places. Morph and Meldev and always Tiny all having that 3-second time penalty. Morph also having a 3-second time penalty. Not going to affect them though, as Little Martian is 5.4 seconds behind. Jay-Z. Oh, he's run out of fuel. Jay-Z ran out of fuel unfortunately and has to settle for 11th. Harry coming around into 12th. And then we've got Muja in 13th. Is Tate going to be able to set the fastest lap of the race? Fastest lap right now, 128.574. He's only 3/10 off the fastest time altogether. We'll see if he's going to be able to get this on the very last lap. Now, trundling down into turn 17 now. He's only got 2 more corners to go. He's going to be getting that traction that he needs coming out of the turn 17, the final braking zone to the line, and he gets the fastest lap there. What was that? 127.786. So you may have ended up in P14, but he manages to get that fastest lap. Super Striker getting that driver of the day, and I say that myself as well. Super Striker definitely deserves that driver of the day, coming from P16 and managing to get a podium. Smashing drive there. We see Connor getting that top step of the podium, and then we see Mark there getting that 2nd place, and Super Striker doing a stellar drive there, getting from P16 up to 3rd. And 4th was Morph in that Silver. Meldev dropping down 2 places to 5th. Then we've got Bobo in 6th there, coming up from 11th. So nice drive from the Aston Martin. Also always grinding in 7th. Tiny in 8th. They're starting in 8th. Had a great battle there, battling for that 2nd place. Murph there in 9th. Then we had a Little Martian in 10th. Jay-Z running out of fuel there at the end of the Grand Prix. Harry in 12th, and we had Muja in 13th, 14th for Tate Mandem, and also getting the fastest lap at the end of the Grand Prix there on the final lap of the race of 127.795. And then we had Brewdog and T Smith, who withdrew from the race. And there you have it, folks. That is the end of round 5 here in Miami. We'll have a wee quick look quickly and see what is going to be the next Grand Prix next weekend, next week on Monday. So we had Miami just there, and we're going to be in China for round 6 next week at 8 p.m. If you enjoyed the content here tonight, please like the video, share, and if you subscribe, be much appreciated. Until then, have a lovely week, and it's peace out from me.